All right, we made it to Friday.
Yes, we did.
How about it?
Hello, thank you both for joining me today.
It's Friday.
Yes.
They want off.
I mean, you know, your Friday will start a little later.
That's okay.
But it's all right. Thank you so much. Hey, and thank you so much for joining us. We are headed into a very big sports weekend. We're covering both the Lynx, the next playoff game, and the border battle. But first, we want to keep you updated on a story that we brought to you as breaking news yesterday.
Yeah, so we now know the name of the victim killed in a Lowertown shooting, as well as the details about the suspect killed by police.
Okay, so we'll definitely be checking into that. And I know if you stepped outside at all, you're like, you know what? I can dig this weather.
You like it? It's hot though. I mean, it's almost 80 degrees out there for folks, so we are way above average. Remember, the average high is in the upper 60s, so we're about 10 degrees above that right now. Another thing is we haven't seen a cloud in 2.5 days. Not one cloud, at least I haven't seen one. 53-degree dew point, very, very dry outside. Around the metro, temperatures upper 70s at least. You can see that in Buffalo, but even St. Cloud at 79, Blaine at 79 right now, Twin Cities at 78. Brainerd at 74, 71 in Bemidji. We're all hot, but if you look at this is what I thought was remarkable. So we started off at 8 o'clock at 59, but look at the temperature skyrocketing through the first couple of hours today, 10 a.m. to 11. So that 1 hour, we jumped 7 degrees in 1 hour. If you went on a 1 hour walk, it wasn't just your imagination. It actually did almost warm up 10 degrees on a walk. Temperatures will continue to rise here. It's calm, so the calm conditions going to allow things to feel even hotter. We'll get into the middle 80s in a lot of places, and then you're going to be looking at an absolutely spectacular evening. The one thing that's nice about September heat is it fades quickly. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Temperatures out there. Going to be a great evening for dinner on the patio, hanging out on the patio, whatever you're doing for your Friday night. It's going to be awesome. We're going to be talking about when the cool down shows up in your full forecast.
John, thank you. And we're following now developments in the St. Paul murder that we first brought you as breaking news yesterday. Police are now confirming the man that they shot and killed in Belle Plaine is the suspect wanted in the St. Paul homicide. We also now know that who the victim was. Michelle has been covering this incident since the first details came out. What's the latest for us now, Michelle?
Well, Alexis, within the last 3 hours, the medical examiner released the name of the victim. Carrie Kwok died in Lowertown Wednesday. Police say the shooting of the 66-year-old was brazen, also random. This is where the victim was on her knees painting when she was murdered. Her very last art project now covered in those flowers. St. Paul police say after the Wednesday afternoon attack, they tracked the suspect to a home in Belle Plaine. According to the chief, officers approached the suspect, who was armed. They shot him, and he later died at the hospital.
You do not want to be shooting people in our city. We will find you. We will bring you in to court and hold you accountable for those things. Nobody, the police, the families of the people involved, want incidents to end like they did.
Because officers were involved in the shooting, the Minnesota BCA will continue to investigate. And in the days to come, the St. Paul police chief says we'll get more details about what happened in Lowertown. He hints the new evidence will explain why this murder was so, in his words, atypical. Alexis.
There's so much to make sure that we check in with. Thank you so much, Michelle. And take a look at your screen here. The Minnesota BCA says they're looking for 15-year-old Madison Allen from Maple Lake. They say that she was last seen on Saturday night, and they also believe that she left the house on her own, but no one has heard from her. Anyone with information is asked to call the Wright County Sheriff's Office. We're getting a look now at just some of the aftermath in Tampa, Florida. Just one spot hit by what once was Hurricane Helene. It's left behind damage and a lot of flooding. NBC's Jay Gray weathered the storm in Tallahassee and is there now with an update.
Well, Helene causing significant damage, problems in Florida, and still moving and will be an issue through the weekend. Let's talk about what's happened here in Florida. In Tallahassee, we saw violent winds, a driving rain that at time was pushed sideways by those winds. We know there are trees down, power outages, and getting to really figure out now as we get into the day after exactly what happened here and across the state. Flooding, as always, a significant issue, especially along the coastline with a storm surge in some areas, 9 to 10 feet. So we saw significant flooding along the coast. But then inland, this storm delivered 12 inches of rain in some areas. Too much water too fast to flash flooding and pushing that water into places it's never been before. Let's assess where we are with this thing. Still significant power outages here in Florida, but we expect to see that go down. It's a nice day, and we've seen crews moving into the areas and trying to restore some of that power. As this storm has moved through Georgia, it's left close to 1 million people there without power. South Carolina had initially 500,000 without power. Those numbers are going to climb, and this storm is going to continue to cause problems. Look, it's been downgraded, obviously, though it was a hurricane overnight as it moved into Georgia. Still a Category 1. That real testimony to the intensity and the staying power of this storm. But it's going to affect the Carolinas. I think we'll see significant flooding there. Tennessee, Kentucky, it's going to continue to be a problem through the weekend. So as we're assessing things and starting to clean up and try and do some recovery in the areas where Helene's already been, this system will still be wreaking havoc as it moves through the southeast. So a lot to continue to watch on this storm. That's the latest right now from Tallahassee. I'm Jay Gray. Now back to you.
It's been 1 week since early voting began in Minnesota. In just the first 6 days, local election officials say they've sent more than 430,000 ballots and have accepted over 32,000. On the campaign trail, former President Donald Trump is getting ready for a trip to Wisconsin tomorrow. Reports say he had planned to hold an outdoor rally at an airport, but had to scrap those plans due to the Secret Service staffing shortage. Instead, he'll be at an indoor arena in Prairie du Chien along the Wisconsin-Iowa border tomorrow at 2:30. And Vice President Kamala Harris's running mate, Governor Tim Walz, will be in Michigan tomorrow to watch the Minnesota Gophers football team take on the Wolverines in Ann Arbor. It's all a part of a campaign stop where he will meet the students to talk about voting. Trump will also be watching some college football tomorrow after his trip to Wisconsin. He's expected to attend Alabama's game against Georgia. Well, today, Boeing and its mechanist union will meet with federal mediators. It's been 2 weeks since thousands walked off the job, halting production in Washington. The strike has already cost the company more than $500 million. It's having ripple effects across the industry. Smaller aerospace companies in Washington are furloughing employees and holding shipments. The workers are asking Boeing to bring back their pension plan. It is a tough day in Hollywood with the news that iconic actress Maggie Smith has died. Her publicist made the announcement just hours ago. Smith is known across generations with an Oscar win for the prime of Miss Jean Brodie in 1969 and a continued career later in life. To many, she is known as Professor McGonagall in the Harry Potter films, or as the Dowager Countess of Grantham in Downton Abbey. And Smith's sons say that she died in a London hospital early this morning. Maggie Smith was 89 years old. Well, stamps will soon cost even more. The United States Postal Service says they plan to raise the price of stamps 5 times over the next 3 years. The first hike will happen in July of 2025. Then every January and July until 2027. Still not clear how much the price increases will be.